Hi everyone, welcome back. What if one of World War II's deadliest bombing campaigns happened years before Hiroshima, and almost nobody talks about it? This movie tries to tell that story, but how much of it is real? If there's one thing the movie tries to do, it's turn one of the darkest chapters of the Second Sino-Japanese War into a large-scale wartime spectacle. Set during Japan's relentless bombing campaign against the Chinese wartime capital of Chongqing, the film mixes fighter planes, collapsing streets, and civilian chaos into a dramatic survival story. But behind its explosive action lies a very real and devastating history. Visually, this movie aims for epic scale. The dogfights, destruction, and citywide panic are clearly designed to evoke the terror of aerial warfare. The movie follows a group of Chinese soldiers, pilots, and civilians trying to survive and resist under constant bombardment. On paper, that's powerful material. But in execution, the film often feels more like a disaster action movie than a deeply grounded war drama. That matters because the real events were horrifying. Between 1938 and 1943, Chongqing was subjected to repeated Japanese air raids that killed thousands of civilians and turned the city into one of the most heavily bombed urban centers of the war. These attacks were not just military operations. They were psychological warfare aimed at breaking Chinese resistance by terrorizing the population. And that's where the movie is at its most historically important, even if not always at its most emotionally effective. The film does reflect the basic truth that Chongqing's people live under near constant fear from the sky. Civilians crowded into shelters, fires consumed neighborhoods, and every siren could mean death. Those elements are rooted in reality. But the movie also leans heavily into melodrama and stylized heroics, sometimes at the expense of the human suffering that defined the real bombing campaign. The history of Chongqing isn't just about explosions, it's about endurance, fear, and the resilience of ordinary people trapped in total war. So is Airstrike a perfect historical film? As cinema, it's uneven. As history, it simplifies a brutal campaign. But as a reminder that the bombing of Chinese cities was a major and often overlooked part of World War II in Asia, it still carries value.